I'm excited about this conversation. I have Julie Matzen, co-founder of Borderline and founder of Mayday Agency.
Mhm.
Julie has worked with prestigious brands like Aura, Natural Cycles, Yale Smart Locks, which is a cool brand, Legree Fitness, Cricket, Sandisk. Now I've got to turn my sound off. Here we go. There we go. And Sherwin Williams, among others. So I'm excited to have her on the show to talk about Borderline and what she's building there. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me.
This is live, so it's great. Like you get all the warts and all, like it's just kind of more my personality than trying to have some kind of polished thing. So,
Mhm.
you know, hopefully you're good with riding this horse.
Oh no, it fits my personality perfectly.
Awesome. Yeah. So let's just get right into it because I was super interested when I saw what you're doing at Borderline or what Borderline was. And I was just telling you this. I was on your website and I can share that here in a minute. And, I scrolled like a third of the way down the page and it just clicked for me. Most of the people listening in my audience are B2B founder CEOs of scaling companies, second stage growth, and they are looking for some kind of help or advice. They're looking for, advice, whether it actually be a board of directors or whether it be some kind of executive level, advice. So, what you're doing at Borderline is super interesting and how you insert yourself into that market. So let's get into it. What is Borderline, and then let's talk about what you're building.
Yeah, so borderline is a place where it could be for early stage or second stage, for people who need the expertise and you know, on a small fractional time or a big time, but they need a board of advisors that they don't necessarily want to give up equity and they don't want to spend a lot of money, for a CMO for they just don't have the budget, but
Mhm.
they need the expertise. And especially in today's time where a lot of junior people are on these teams using AI,
Mhm.
you still don't have that senior level person reviewing the work. And if I'm a CEO, I like what I'm seeing, but I'm also not, I'm a founder, I'm a
Mhm.
business person, I'm not a marketer.
Yeah.
So on Borderline, you can have a subscription and you could have 3 people a month, 5 people a month, and you can rotate them. So one month I
Cool.
could have a digital media strategist, more director level.
Mhm.
I could have somebody in a C suite for months on end,
Mhm.
always checking in with me. And you have your own portal where you store your documents. You can share documents. They can brainstorm with you. It's kind of like validation. Like AI is great, and it is. It's amazing, but you also need human validation.
Yeah, so I'm going to share your website real quick, and just show like as you look, it's obviously pretty clear what you do. But then what caught me was when I scroll down here, it's got kind of like your use cases, right, where you fit in the market. But then this made so much sense to me. You put it as a spotlight, so you put it out there, sort of like these are the people on our team. These are the people that you could have access to, and you go through kind of their subject matter expertise or domain expertise. But to me, when I clicked on these, I was like, oh wow, this is awesome. I could have access to an expert executive level person, even if you don't think about it as an actual advisor on your board, but almost just like access to that knowledge, that subject matter, to say, hey, we're running social media and I'm sitting here with my marketing director and we're just, racking our brain as to, are we really getting the most from our spend? Are we really, having impact where I don't really know? I mean, we're kind of hit the end and I've chat GPT'd my, to my fingers are raw. So now I need to actually talk to somebody who knows what they're doing. And I think that's so cool because this makes so much sense. I could connect with you guys, figure out what it looks like on a one-off basis or a package basis long term and engage. And I just think the peace of mind aspect is there. So to me, it makes perfect sense.
Yeah, if you scroll up a little bit, I think it'd be fun if we showed a little exercise like
Yeah.
ready to launch.
Yeah.
So this is people who are in market and they might need a growth strategy and they're having trouble with their ROI on ad spends, creative, AI tools. So if you go find advisors there, you can click on the different areas.
what I was saying while you were away is that I have the blessing and good fortune of having two colleagues that are work in the same space that I do, and we talk all the time, like daily on Slack about our businesses. So it's kind of like having a co-founder without having a co-founder, when there's equity and terms involved and agreements and all that. So it's the best of both worlds because I can give them feedback that's on the level they're looking for, and they can give me feedback from what, it's just that outside perspective. I think by and large, most people don't have that. And so what you're offering is the next best thing. In fact, in a lot of cases, it's even better, I'd say, because you have a variety of expertise
Mm-hmm.
to tap into at really a small cost.
Yeah, it's really affordable. It's $300 for 1 hour or 150 for half an hour, or you do a subscription model where you do get
Mhm.
some cost savings.
Yeah.
It's really interesting. A lot of senior people are retiring or early retirement, laid off, unfortunately, being pushed. Some of it's ageism. I mean, it is what it is, right?
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
And I'm finding that they're coming to Borderline and they're asking, like, I want to be a part of this.
Yeah.
So what we think is that anybody who's a consultant on Borderline, what we call them advisors, we're encouraging them all to work together
Hmm.
because you know we want our advisors to get clients out of this. Like we
Hmm.
we actually want you to go off platform. It's a different model.
Yeah.
We want our advisors to use this as their lead gen, and then they have the option to hire. We were an ad agency. That's where we started.
Yep.
So
I
um,
love it.
it's already happened. Somebody already hired us. They're just
Yeah.
doing the talking and we're doing all the executing and what we do best. We have some people that just want to talk to one of our creative directors that actually is on our team because there's
Hmm.
outside and internal AI tools. Like I'm trying to use Midjourney. I'm trying to do this. How come every
Hmm.
time I upload something, this is happening? And just to get
Hmm.
like a couple tips,
Hmm.
$150, you're like, oh my God, you just saved me hours of work. I'll
Yeah.
spend
Thousands of dollars. Yeah.
$150 or when I'm doing consulting, I get oh my God, in the feedback, it's like, oh, I just spent $300 to save 3,000 because I told them do not hire a social media agency.
Yes.
You are 8 months too early,
Yeah.
nor will you get any return. So, I'm very blunt. That's one thing about, and
That's what's great about it.
every advisor, you have to be accepted and vetted. There is no like, this is not a marketplace.
Yeah. Well, it
So,
removes the polity of it. Like you don't have to worry about, well, Joe said this and Mary said that. And, I don't know if the last meeting I was watching their body language and they invested 42% and this one has 20%. And it's all of that nonsense just goes away. I mean, it's pretty amazing.
yeah, because like, what if you have someone on your board and you meet them and you're like, oh, this person's really, you're just started and you're like, oh, someone's really passionate about my project.
Yeah.
And we get eager as founders. We're like,
Yeah.
oh, please, I'll give you 10% of my company. Just come help me. And
Yes.
then you realize 3 months later, you're like, oh,
Yeah.
that person was not right for me. He doesn't get
Yeah.
me. He doesn't get my vision. He or she, not he.
Yeah.
Well, with Borderline, you can just switch. You're not committed to an
Yeah.
advisor. So
And I also like that you have different stages, because the same thing could go for someone could really actually add a lot of value at the beginning, but then they taper off and they can't help you at the second stage or whatever you're working on. And, but they're still there, I'm going to share my screen again. Hopefully it doesn't kick us off. And, because you were saying that if we click on this,
yeah.
you
So
were going to walk us through. Yeah. Okay.
yeah. So ready to launch.
Mhm.
Let's see. Let's choose digital media buying.
Okay.
Let's click on Brad. View more. So this tells you he's a specialist in digital media and Google Ads. He's worked on amazing clients, um, and he's somebody that you would go to and open up your Meta dashboard and be
Hmm.
like, all my ads are just not clicking through. Or,
Hmm.
and then he's gonna probably say, you might be getting a lot of wins and you don't know it. Like you might be
Yep.
running ads, but you're making money on Amazon and you don't realize the correlation.
Hmm.
A lot of people spend money and stop. They get freaked out and they're like, it's not working, it's not working. But you don't know what you're building. So you would do a check in with Brad maybe twice a month, and he could see
Hmm.
your progress and give you feedback.
I love
Uh,
it.
TJ Robertson, right there. This guy is an AI maniac. He's really big on TikTok. I mean, he's the most amazing TikTok. I really recommend following him.
Okay.
He's just somebody who's like, use this tool for workflow, use that tool. He knows all the good tools.
Yeah.
And he's really good at like, I asked him for advice, about our podcast that we
Hmm.
started.
Hmm.
And, he was saying like, TikTok doesn't like brands. And I'm like, you're right. Why am I, it's just because we're so close to our own thing. We don't think. I can give
Yeah.
another brand counsel all day long, but
So what is this here? When if you click add to board, what happens then? I mean, I'll click it just because I don't know. Okay, added to board. It's like add to cart.
yeah.
Oh,
So now you're going to sign up,
sure. But then
but
I could add multiple people.
once you sign up, you will never be on the site again. And you're going to have your own portal where you can
Okay.
do the scheduling,
Yeah.
fill out your questionnaire. We want everyone to be prepped before your call so you're not wasting an hour getting to know the person.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, you don't have to take the time to sign up. It takes a minute, but once you're in, you're done. And you'll always just go to your portal.
Yeah, that's really cool.
And then
I
you
like
can
all your graphics, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, it looks nice.
You can, you could cancel with your advisor, or um, upload a document and say, hey, do you mind looking at this before our next call?
Yeah.
Um, so we want it to be really interactive so that it feels like a real board,
Yeah.
virtually.
Yeah. And I think the I think the concept makes sense for those who have sort of acute needs, and when they click over and become a client and start working, assuming that experience is that first impression is really good, like you said, I just spent $300 and saved 3,000 kind of thing, which I would expect them to have, because when you have an acute need, it's a specific problem. You've worked around that problem trying to find solution for so long, and then when you talk to someone who's an expert and they say, well, let's zoom out a little bit and look at this and here's how you should be looking at it, and it's like, okay, first impression good. And then as you move along, you get to really form a relationship with these people, as it connected to your business. So what does that look like if I were to hire one or five people depending on my need and size, and we start working together, let's say 6 months, a year, even 2 years, what does that longer term relationship look like? Does the arrangement stay the same? Does the way you interface with those clients change?
Well, you have a choice. Like I said, we are encouraging people to either stay on the platform or become a different type of client.
Hmm.
So if Brad's talking to somebody and the person during their call goes, oh my God, Brad, can you do my media buying? I can't do it. Like, I love how you're talking. You're so much
Yeah,
smarter.
exactly. Yeah.
Yes. So Brad and you can form a relationship. Now you're probably wondering, how does Borderline benefit from that? Why would I want someone to kick off the platform?
Yeah.
We take a percentage of the first 6 months of billable hours.
Okay.
And on the reverse, if they bring us to our creative services department, it's reciprocal.
Okay.
And it's an honor system, but everyone on here, is a community, and they're all trying to work together because a lot of them just left their big corporate jobs and are starting
Hmm.
their own consulting. And
Yes.
they do so a lot of people tell me, oh, I'm talking to this client. It's great, but I don't want to make a website. I don't want to do an ad. I'm done.
Yeah.
That's not my thing. I'm just here to like give strategy. And
Hmm.
I'm here to tell you your ad is bad or
Yes.
good. Right.
Yes.
So, that's
Because it would make sense that these conversations would naturally go from strategic and consultative to, okay, we've solved the problem, but now I actually just want you to do it because I trust you and I like the thing.
Yeah, it's a test
Kind of
drive.
it moves to the practical nature of like a fractional CMO. Um, and so at that point, then I mean, and actually, I think talking about Mayday, your agency, I wanted to shift gears and talk about that a little bit too. I can pull that up here.
Sure.
Are you sort of um, are you making that conscious connection for clients, and that's an agreement that's been made with all of your advisors that are plugged in, where you know in part the goal is to drive people to Mayday, or how does that work?
No, so Mayday basically is, I founded that agency 13 years ago,
Okay.
and we were all remote. I'd found like-minded ad agency people who didn't want to do agency life. They just wanted to be on their own. So I did a partner model with, oh yeah, that's our new Google spot with Yale.
I love it.
Thank you. So yeah, since then we've also created our own production company as well called On the Fly. Um, so
Cool.
our team, being that we've been fractional since day one, essentially,
Hmm.
and we've been fractional in the sense that we've all been remote from different offices before COVID was a thing when you were in different offices. Um, we realized that some people couldn't afford our retainers, but they still needed the expertise. So
Hmm.
that's how this started.
Yeah.
It actually started, we did a women's conference and all these women were starting their own businesses and they were like, they didn't know what to do next. They were so
Yeah.
lost. That's where
Yeah.
the idea started. Now we're realizing a big opportunity with AI. People are going on there and creating a company because they had created a product,
Yeah.
but they didn't create a company. And they don't understand that that's different.
Sure.
Like, wow,
Yeah.
I,
And then you
I,
have,
I just made this amazing app.
yeah.
Oh my God. Well, now what? So we also offer startup boards
Mhm.
for insurance, legal. I'm one of the key startup people because I'm somebody who's really passionate about helping people think about things before they waste money.
Yeah.
Yeah, you'll notice some of these people are on Borderline because we're the team that came up with the idea.
I think that is really cool. Um, yeah, I think it's cool. I think it makes so much sense in today's, you know, economic landscape. It's like, and I'm set up the same way. I mentioned this to you before. I have Signal Media, which is our content marketing agency, and then I have Harvard Murray Consulting, which is the consulting side. These two, I think, have to live. They don't have to live. They can and maybe should live separate lives, but they need to be connected in a meaningful way, because clients, when it comes down to it, we're kind of touching on this. Clients form a relationship with you, or multiple yous, right? And they want to go deeper. They If you're doing good work and you're adding meaningful value, they want to go deeper and extend it into more practical work, or longer relationships. And so the business model of consulting versus delivery are two different business models. And so I think this setting it up this way makes a lot of sense in the market, especially for startups, or I mean, definitely startups, but also for your second stage companies as well, where budget is still, you know, kind of an issue. So I'm sort of, I'm a little bit closer to the behind the scenes thinking, even not knowing you. I just know because that's sort of how I'm running things, and it makes total sense. It took me years to get over this fact that these two things can exist in parallel, but also symbiotically in the market. And I think that the clients don't care. It's just a matter of the value they're getting from either one.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I mean, as an owner, I just think I've thought fractional for 13 years. Like
Yeah.
everything we do is scalable and our clients
Right.
love it.
Right.
You come to us and you're like, do you have this capability? And actually we do for
Hmm.
everything, but that doesn't mean they're on payroll. And that
Yeah.
doesn't mean when you hire us, you're paying for overhead.
Yeah.
So, my billing rate, this, and I'm going to, it's kind of weird because I've got the ad agency at Borderline, but on the ad
Mhm.
agency side, my billing rate would be 350, 400 at a PR firm or an ad agency.
Yeah.
And our rates are, we do a blended rate and it's really affordable. And all the
Mhm.
people that work on your business are senior. So
Mhm.
this model translated to Borderline really well.
Yeah.
So, but Borderline's for all types of people. I mean, we're looking for consultants right now who are really, you have an expertise in a certain industry, like
Mhm.
beauty or fashion
Mhm.
or interior design. Like we want to be able to match you with an advisor down to that level of understanding of the industry. And we
Yeah.
have pretty much every industry covered. But if anyone's listening and is like, I really want to do consulting, um, Borderline is a great way to apply to be a consultant.
Mhm.
I always tell people, you always have that cousin or that aunt who's like, can you just give me like a little advice on this business idea I have? And you feel awkward charging them, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
So send them your Borderline link. Say,
Yeah.
yeah, sure, just book me. It's like giving somebody, the calendar link. Just book
Yeah.
me. And
That's
people,
also a really good way of
yeah,
creating personal boundaries.
boundaries and testing. Sometimes we want to test clients we take on, right?
Yeah.
So that I try to. I love that all these people I used to work with are coming and saying, we love what you're doing. Can we be a part of it? Because it's like we've created a little family now.
Yeah. Right.
And like consultant, one consultant, one advisor is talking to another, like, hey, I see you have this. Let's partner up.
Yeah.
And we encourage that. Like it's a win-win for everybody. We're not trying to be Upwork, we're not trying to be
Yeah. Right.
Airbnb. We are just being connectors. And I think for the people that'll stay on the platform, which is great, are people who are like, I just want to switch advisors out every month. I don't.
Mhm.
I just need. I like knowing that next month I can do social media, and the following month I can do
Mhm.
digital ads and creative,
Yeah.
um, and then or have someone like Virginia Devlin is on Borderline. She
Mhm.
was the CEO of Global Current Advertising,
Hmm.
and she's amazing. And she's on there. I mean, she's a little more money than most, but that's high level expertise you'd be getting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So do you have a limit or a capacity for number of advisors you'll bring on?
Well, we don't want to oversaturate it to the point where
Right.
it's hard to make a decision, but the new AI algorithm that we'll be launching is going to get very specific with what you need
Mhm.
so that it's really vertical and horizontal. Like I
Mhm.
said, I'm in social media, but social media, someone in fashion or someone in healthcare are very different.
Mhm.
So we're trying to make sure we have every like category covered
Mhm.
so that your match is like right on.
Yeah.
Um, we also do like diagnostics. Like you could do a 15-minute call with us,
Mhm.
um, which I encourage because I myself, as the founder, can hear your issues and tell you who you need to talk to first.
Yeah. It's like a triage. Yeah.
I do triage, yeah, and
Yeah.
we do offer that for free for 15 minutes.
Yeah. I
There's
like that.
on the contact form on the site. Just fill it out. I love chatting with people, even just to be like, you're not ready to talk to anyone.
Yeah.
you Yeah, some people just don't know, and people
Yeah.
are freaking out with what's going on out there, and they want to start their own thing and they want to get ahead of it. And AI, like I'm on TikTok every night. Like this is why I have insomnia, but every new TikTok about AI, I'm like stresses me out because I'm like, and
Yeah.
everyone's stressed out. Like we were like, we got to get ahead
Yeah.
of it. We got to get ahead of it.
It's a
But
whirlwind. Yeah.
yeah, but at the end of the day, we have to remember we need the human connection. And
Completely.
there's Imogen from Aura, on Borderline is going to have stories and personal references that Claude doesn't have.
Mhm.
Claude is not Imogen.
Mhm.
And you won't get to hear how she thinks about building brands like she did for all these other big
Oh,
companies.
for sure.
So,
Yeah. I agree
so,
100%.
so when I freak out, I do. I'm like, oh, should everyone be an AI agent? Should we be? And maybe we're, but
Yeah.
someone argued like, no, Julie, people are going to think Claude's smarter than anyone on Borderline. And I'm
Yeah.
like, I beg to differ.
Yeah. Or am I already an AI agent? This whole time I didn't even know it. You
You
know,
you
I am
are.
AI.
You are. You're the brain that was pumping stuff in, but you didn't share all your trade secrets on a website,
Yeah.
you
I
know?
I think that what gives me solace in all of the AI bubble, if you want to call it that, it's that, and I say bubble not meaning it's going to go away, but that it's the tizzy's gonna start to make more sense in different domains and it'll calm down. But I think that the thing that's been true about humans since the beginning of time is that you have to learn how to think for yourself in every context, whether it's a religious or political or business or whatever, personal, friendship or whatever. You have to learn how to think for yourself, and if you can't, then all of these other things that we're talking about should be scary to you because you're a fish out of water. But for those people who are working actively on thinking for themselves and disconnecting from the matrix, all of this stuff is just noise. Now there's a lot of value in AI in different sort of contexts, and I think that value is being is coming online, quickly, but it's coming online and we're learning. But it also can be a big time suck, and you spend all your time just like when the presidential race is going on. It's like I'm going to spend all my time watching every interview and listening to all these pundits and argue with each other, and I'm going to argue with my friends, and I'm going to spend all this energy for something that I really cannot control, except for I can vote once, and that's about all I can do. So, uh, I look at it in a very similar way. I think that there's merit, but we can't make it everything. Nothing is everything.
You know what? If you something I do, and I do it on the fly, but if you have a caller, like a caller or a listener who's got a problem,
Mm-hmm.
it's called, we do brand therapy.
Mm-hmm.
So if you call and say, I am this product, I'm marketing it and I'm getting no traction and the ads
Mm-hmm.
aren't working, we can have a fun little session where we could solve it.
That's cool.
Yeah, it's fun because it's, I, I ask all the questions. Like we do like the borderline consultancy, like
Yeah.
live,
Yes.
and we can help people. And then other people who are listening can like, get the advice. It might help somebody.
Yeah. No, I love that idea because you're demonstrating your expertise. And that's really what podcasting is all about, is people getting to know you, building trust with you before they meet you, seeing that you have expertise, and then the sales cycle is, collapsed because they don't have to do all the calls. I love that idea. Do you do that with your podcast?
Yeah. So on our podcast, I interview people for different expertise to give tips, but I also have one called Agency Therapy with another former ad agency person.
Mm-hmm.
And we get callers that write in their issues. Like last week was, I want to get promoted. It's been 5 years. I'm in house at a brand. What do I do? How do I get promoted? And each Marcy and I had different points of view on how to handle it. And it
Yeah.
was cool. It was really cool.
I think that is it. Like that's the idea. That is the thing to be doing right now, is utilizing your podcast in a live format to to just solve problems on the fly, because it demonstrates expertise, builds trust, brand, and it gives you a ton of content. And then you meet people along the way,
I love
across
I
that.
I love helping people. I genuinely mean
Yeah,
that. That's why I started
yeah,
Borderline. Um, I think like, I could hear somebody tell me their idea, and I could say, I don't think social media is going to do anything for you, to be
yeah.
honest. Or I'll say, okay, do you have an LLC?
Hmm.
What's that? Okay, you need to file an S corp. Go to LegalZoom, $300. Go to
Hmm.
Gusto, set up your payroll. Like those are the type of things I could give tips on
Hmm.
that are like invaluable, because people, I mean, you could go and ask ChatGPT, but I've lived through it.
Yeah.
I already had a startup and I basically bankrupt my entire 30s. So I learned from
Mm.
my mistake the first time around.
Yeah,
So
and ChatGPT may or may not be right. That's where the thinking for yourself part comes in. You have to be able to think critically about the answer it gives you based on the data it's consuming. So that's a whole thing. And if you were to go and figure this out on your own, which I'm the first person to tell you not to do that because I did that myself, because I no better kind of thing. And
Yeah.
I want to have that experience. Well, I did. You know, you waste all these hours and ends up being years. What's that worth?
Yep.
You know,
Time is money.
that's right. Okay, so as we're kind of winding down here, I want to share your Mayday um, website again. Where is the? There it is. Um, okay, so I'm looking at this sort of set of offerings that you have here, and it appears to me that you guys are really more heavily focused on B2C than B2B. Is that fair to
My
say? Or I mean, because I know you work with a lot of industries, but are they mostly on the consumer driven side?
um
No, our past, we worked a lot of different B2B clients. I personally have worked with ShareVault. In my career, I've done a lot of B2B. So yeah, it's just this site is very much focused on our consumer work because
Mhm.
that's where we have the more the production, the flashy stuff to put on a website.
Yeah.
But yes, we do B2B.
So you're a modern day Mad Men agency, is what you're saying.
Yeah, like I said before COVID, we were all remote in different parts of the country, and people
Yeah.
thought we were crazy. They're like, "You don't have an office?" I'm like, "Would you like to pay for those overhead
Yeah.
prices?"
Right.
And they're like, "No." Then I'm like, "Do you want senior people?" Sure. Okay. Well, done.
Yep. That's it. That's how I operate too.
Oh yeah,
Um,
that's a reel of all of our work. We did a big Times Square takeover with Aura, where we told New York City to go to sleep because Aura helps you sleep
that's cool.
better. Yeah.
Okay, so let's talk about that. Where did that start? Where did the idea come from? How did you execute on the idea? Like walk me through that
For which one?
for Aura, because that's like a I mean that's a kind of a big project.
Yeah, I mean, they had asked us to kind of help come up with a campaign about but too bad that I think if you go to the case study on the website, I have it more in detail if you scroll down. My team worked on
Oh,
this.
right here, yeah.
Yeah, so basically, our team did the graphics. Sleep is the new after party. So we were just looking at a fun way to get your attention um, to go to sleep. Like there was a big billboard outside the Holland Tunnel that said, "Let's sleep
Mhm.
together."
That's
um,
perfect for Times Square. I'll tell you that. That place is mad.
yeah, there is one ad that there one's on top of the other, and the top one you pull the lampshade down, and
Mhm.
then the bottom one goes to like go to sleep. So we had a lot of fun with it. Um, yeah,
Is this
sleeping.
so? Is this is actual ad placement on a LCD screen on the subway, or is this all
Yeah.
superimposed?
Well, I mean, it's using animation, but we didn't do the media buy. We just did the design, the actual creative.
That's what I was wondering. Is because you have to go through um, all the different channels have to be operating. I mean, you got to create all the creative. You got to come up with a strategy. You got to create creative. You got to buy the media, place it, and then you got to go and film it. So, did you guys didn't do a media buy, but did you do the film part of it?
When you say from the actual like what you see on those screens, we
Yeah.
created. Yes.
Yes, but what I'm saying right here, this is a video shot of the screen itself in the subway.
Oh, so Aldo Serrano, who's our creative director, he went to New York and he looked for the ads and did that.
See, that's the part that I think gives it its fullness, where you're seeing it
Yeah.
come full circle because you're actually seeing it in real life.
Yeah. He was just all over New York documenting. Which was really nice because none of us were in New York to see it.
Hmm.
And you're right, it gives context.
Well, I mean, it's context for sure, but it makes the whole thing because the concept of what you're doing. I mean, let me take a step back. It makes the whole thing for people who aren't there because everyone that's there, they see it. I mean, to the extent that you are gonna get that campaign standing in Times Square being hassled by the Mickey Mouse costume, um, you know. but I think it's more impactful for the person who's not there, because you're showing them, you're giving them the context and showing them what you mean.
Mhm.
Yeah, that's cool. Um, all right, well, we're getting close on time, but do you have another example like Aura that you want to walk through? Because I think you guys do some cool stuff.
Um, there is a commercial we've been running. I'm not, it's not up there, but we just did something really cool at Natural Cycles.
Okay,
Um,
is it on
yeah,
their site?
it's probably not. I wish, oh, gosh, I have to put it on here. I'm really proud of it. We basically, Natural Cycles is it's an app for women who don't want to be on birth control.
Okay,
And it, it like tracks through the Aura Ring, it tracks your cycles and it's amazing and it's FDA approved. So we did a spot where we actually were throwing birth control like out the window, like literally off the table.
yeah,
And it was a little controversial, but
I
we
bet.
did it. Yeah, but we were told it's doing really well and it's getting people's attention. And that's what we're big on getting people's attention in a direct response kind of way.
Yeah.
Because you could be too cute with a commercial,
Hmm.
or even if you're creative, like you're just like, wow, this is really funny. And then someone talks about it and they're like, what were they selling? Oh, I don't
Hmm.
remember. It was just funny.
Hmm.
So we're very careful that the content we create makes money.
I love that. Well, okay, this has been an interesting conversation to say the least. We've had lots of technical difficulties. We've gotten past
All
those.
my fault. All my fault.
No, not all your fault, some mine. And but we've explored to the nature of this show everything you're doing at Borderline and Mayday, and I think it's pretty amazing. I can't wait to introduce our audience to what you guys are doing and have them come and patronize your business. So thanks for being on the show. This is great. If people want to come get connected with you, where should we send them?
Um, so there's a contact form on the website at the border, like board, BOARD,
Hmm.
borderline.co.
Hmm.
There's a form that says let's connect. If you want to just put in there a message that you want a free consult, I'm more than happy. It'll be with me.
Yep. That's who you are. Yeah.
Because I want to hear what people are going through. I mean, I
Yeah.
can't build a good brand and a good service if I don't hear it firsthand.
Yeah.
So I consider it market research. And if it's not a fit, it's not a fit. We don't want to take anyone's money unnecessarily.
Yeah, sure. No, I get it. I'm the same way. I like to, I mean, again, to the nature of my channel is I like to explore and sort of scout out new ideas and new ways that people are doing using tools different ways. So yeah, we're kindred in that way. I love to be on the front end of, hearing all the feedback. This is great. Thanks again for being on the show, and we'll definitely have to have you back.
Thank you for having me.